Coach, coming off appearance at Virginia Tech and with a doubleheader coming up this Sunday in Varsity Gym, I guess first we'll look back to the 28-10 match against number 13 Virginia Tech, which has been top 5 this year. Took 3 matches. Just your thoughts on how the Mountaineers performed Friday night in Blacksburg.
Yeah, I thought we wrestled hard. We competed hard, and that's all I can ask for our guys when we go out and compete. If they put forth a good effort and perform to the best of their ability on that night. I thought that we wrestled hard. I think there was a couple of matches that maybe we could have saved a few team points here and there, but overall I was proud of the guys' effort. That's a really, really good team, and they were just a little bit better than us. And we got to figure out a way to grow and get better from that match. I think the one thing that I will take away from it is that we're making drastic improvements. We're a different team than we were in November. We're a different team than we were in December. And I'm seeing progress out of our guys, and that's all I can ask for. We're continuing to grow. We're continuing to get better. And hopefully, the toughness of our schedule is going to help, prepare our guys well for March.
This Sunday in Boone, like I said, doubleheader. I guess we'll start off 2 p.m., the Citadel SoCon opener. If you can preview that one a little bit, and then we'll get into Greensboro College, which follows that around 3:30.
Yeah, we've got our home opener on Sunday against the Citadel. I know I think they're a much improved team. I don't know what their record is right now, but I know they had a couple of pretty good wins this past weekend over EIWA and MAC opponents. So I think they're having a pretty decent year. I know they're going to come and ready to battle us, and so our guys got to be ready for the test and make sure that we get up for every single match. And a side note, it'll also be Old Timers match on Sunday, so we're looking forward to hopefully seeing a lot of our alumni in the stands and recognizing them in between the break in between the Citadel match and the Greensboro match.
And then Greensboro College after that. I know they've wrestled a lot of Division I programs. I think their head coach is a North Carolina alum. Just, I don't know, your connection with there to get them on the schedule.
Yeah, Justin Hardy's the head coach there at Greensboro College. He's a North Carolina alum. I've known him for years, and he told me that he would like to have try to see if they couldn't piggyback on one of our other matches and get them on our schedule, and I agreed to it. I think it'll be a great opportunity. You might see some new faces for that Greensboro match. We might put in a couple of different guys that are not getting a lot of mat time. So we should see a wide range of faces that are going to wrestle for the black and gold on Sunday.
You mentioned the Old Timers match. What's it mean to have so many alums that come back and they get recognized, and to have them in Varsity Gym for that night?
Well, it means everything. Our program, if it's got a rich tradition, a rich history, and we like to see those old timers back in Varsity Gym because they're part of the foundation of this program. They build it. A lot of the things that our program is able to enjoy now couldn't have been realized if it wasn't for the groundwork that was laid by a lot of our alums and a lot of hard work and success. And we've got a rich tradition, a rich history, and so we're always happy to welcome our alumni back in Varsity Gym and recognize them.
One schedule note, wrestling the doubleheader Sunday, you were going to be going to South Carolina to face Presbyterian on Monday, but it sounds like that has changed and there's a new updated day for that.
Yeah, I think there was a facility conflict at Presbyterian, and so we talked, and I think that the date will be moved to probably February 15th. I think tentatively is where it's scheduled, so we'll wrestle the Presbyterian match on the same day that we wrestle Davidson College later in February. So we'll have more of those details posted soon, but yeah, we will not be wrestling Presbyterian on Monday.
Just last one, I know nationally there's been a lot of conversation of the value and importance of duels, of how different teams have approached it with their lineups, and just, I don't know, just can you kind of weigh in on how you've approached that from an App State standpoint and the value you see in them?
Well, I think dual meets are extremely important to us and to our program, and I think that it should be on a national basis. I mean, from what I've seen here at App State, when we wrestle a competitive duel against a big program and we have one match, which it's one team versus one team, those are where we've capitalized the most on growing our fan base. And I think that's why we put a big emphasis on dual meets, and I think that's why we wrestle in front of a sold-out crowd most of the time. it's exciting, it's entertaining, it's something that's very simple, and even the fan that doesn't have a lot of wrestling background, they can understand one team versus one team, one person versus one person, and I think it's more for a shorter window. And so I think that's why dual meets are important, and they should matter. I think if you look at some of the best publicized and most viewership across the nation, it's dual meets. It's typically not those big long tournaments. So we focus a lot on dual meets here at App State. I think it's very important. Our season ticket sales have been something that's been really important to our program, and we like wrestling those dual meets in front of Varsity Gym, in front of a packed house.
Is there a format that later in the year, you've got individual NCAAs in March, where kind of a dual national championship could work logistically kind of around that schedule, or are there too many complications on that?
Well, I mean, that's a conversation that's been going on for years amongst the coaches and the NWCA and the NCAA. There's people on both sides that think it could be a great thing. I mean, I think obviously it would be a good thing if we could figure out a way to make it fit into our current format. The problem is, we don't really want to tinker with the NCAA championship, which is our crown jewel. It's sold out every year. It's a very big deal. So figuring out a way that we could highlight a dual meet championship without taking away from the individual championship is very important. But I think a lot of coaches are behind that. I think that it is important to see, because a dual meet team championship is much different than a tournament team championship, in my opinion. And I think it would give some exposure to some of the smaller programs, give them some chances to showcase their self, and I think it'd be great for our sport.